everybody. I'm your girl, Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife, and I want to welcome you today to our series that's all about Wifeology, the wisdom of a powerful, influential woman of God. But today I have an amazing, influential, powerful woman of God, and her name, and y'all already know her, okay? This is the amazing, the beautiful, the powerful, the wise Jewel Tankard.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Like the boat, all of this is just giving. You're like she's the hostess with the mostest, y'all.
Yeah.
All the food, all the fun, and this is just amazing. Thank you so much for even inviting me.
Well, listen, we've been watching you for years. You're traveling around the world. You're buying property everywhere around the world. I'm like, this woman is pretty powerful. And then you got all these children. You got an amazing husband, Ben Tankard, that is, right? The amazing musician, okay? All right. And so I know that it takes a lot of wifeology to do what you do. And so I want you to share with us today, because you've been married for, was it 24 years? Yeah, 24 years. And you guys have how many children?
5 together. My honey already had 4, and then I already had 1, so we have 5 together.
So you also have been successful in blending a family.
Yeah.
So before we get into all of that, tell us about your journey towards God as a woman.
So, I'm born and raised here in Detroit, Michigan, and I came from a family that was very strong entrepreneurs. My parents were actually the first African Americans to have a business downtown Detroit.
Okay.
Called LaGreen's Records and Tapes. And so I grew up in business, but we only went to church on holidays. But my grandmothers on both sides had a strong influence on my life. Mm-hmm. And when I would stay with them, I would go to church. And then at 16, I really started feeling that pulling, so I went with a very good friend of the family. I started going to church with her and her grandmother. Uh-huh. And then, finished high school, college came, and my parents had, been very successful. His and her Rolls Royce, his and her Mercedes, housekeepers, cooks, drivers, all the things. Ooh. And then in 19, we lost everything though.
Wow.
And it was devastating. And I was trying to figure out what's the new financial plan, because my father was a very amazing provider, and I got used to this great life. So at the time, I started dating drug boys.
Wow.
And that was my way, because it was attractive at the time. Fast money, fast cars.
And there's a lot of that here in Detroit.
Yeah. It's plentiful.
Plenty.
And so I started dating drug boys, and it was fun for a while until they started getting indicted.
Right.
And in some cases killed. And
life in danger.
Yep, life in danger. And I remember this one guy I was dating who was a drug kingpin at the time. He got indicted for double-related murder. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to go to church, and something just said, I'm going to pray him out. That's what, in my mind, I was thinking. And I got to church, got filled with Holy Spirit, and after about 6 months, I realized that was not God's plan for my life.
Wow.
He ended up getting double life, and, Holy Spirit just started saying, okay, you went from your father taking care of you to men taking care of you. Why can't you take care of yourself?
Wow.
And so that's where my relationship with him really, really, really became, of course, a lot closer. Was that pain?
Yeah.
And my confidence grew. Then I was blessed to be mentored by several very strong entrepreneurs in the city of Detroit that really helped to support and thrust my entrepreneurship, career. Because I saw my dad had a lot of money. He had the entrepreneurship down. He was a great producer, but he wasn't the best manager. My mom would have been a better manager, but she didn't trust her own financial instinct.
Right.
And Daddy just said, I got it. And he really did it.
Right.
And so that kind of taught me, okay, Dad was great at what he did, and Mom trusted his gift, but he never trusted my mom's gift in that area.
Yeah. That is, so you come from all of this, you get saved, you now are leaving this drug relationship behind you. So what was the amount of time between that then and the time you met Ben?
Okay, child. So basically, once I really gave my life to the Lord strong, I end up dating this other guy who was living next door to my parents at the time. Invited him to church. We got into a relationship. We ended up getting married.
Wow.
My pastor, Bishop Wayne T. Jackson, told me, he prophesied, he said, I don't think you should marry him.
Yeah.
And I was like, so by this time, my prayer gift had developed. A lot of prophets would come in town and prophesy when I prayed, this, that, and the third. So that kind of went to my head.
Yeah.
Not understanding you still need to be submitted to authority.
Absolutely.
So I was like, oh, don't worry about that, Dad. Just will you marry us? He'll be fine. And that first week of marriage, I knew it was a problem.
Wow.
He ended up becoming abusive.
So wait a minute, he was not abusive before?
I definitely saw signs. I was ignoring it.
Yeah.
I saw signs. He was insecure, highly insecure of himself. But I felt like if he kept coming to church, kept getting the word, eventually it'll change. You know, we love a project.
Right.
We love a project.
Yeah, love a project.
We love a project. And so that was my thought, because I saw growth. But I remember his mom told me he is not ready.
So his mom told you he wasn't ready. The pastor said, But Jewel was like, listen, y'all don't know me. I'm all the way saved. I got the Lord, okay? I got the Holy Spirit. I know what I'm doing. And then you do it anyway.
And I do it anyway. And he ended up being verbally abusive and a couple times physically abusive. And we ended up having a beautiful baby girl out of the relationship. And then after 2 years, he called one day and said, I'm not coming back.
Wow.
And I moved out of that 2-bedroom apartment in Southfield, right across the street from the Star Theater.
Yes, yeah.
And moved in with my parents. And just went all in for Jesus.
Wow.
And I just said, Lord, I don't want to date anymore.
Yeah.
Whoever he is, I want him to know that I am the one. I don't want all that maybe, And when I met Ben, I met him at a concert, and he came up to me during intermission and said, you're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You're supposed to be my wife.
See, it's not the other way around. You got women going up to men talking about, God told me your husband. No. Let the man do it, right?
Let him hunt. Let him
do it, right? And so, wow, he comes up to you, and what did you, when he said that, did you think he was crazy? Did you say, I'm feeling you too? What was you thinking?
I was definitely thinking I'm feeling you too. But what I said was, amen. Do you have anybody praying for you?
Wow.
Honest to God. Because I was cultivated and schooled in the spirit by my spiritual parents on how to pray for those in authority.
Right.
And it was so corny. And when I said that, I was like, I can't believe I said that. And I went in the bathroom and I said, Lord, don't be playing with me with this man now. Because I feel like it's it, but I know I can't trust.
Right, because
myself.
you just came through 2 dramatic, bad relationships, and now you don't want to.
No,
so you're gonna tiptoe on this.
I was like, I can't trust myself.
Right.
I can't trust the emotion.
Yeah.
I gotta trust those that are in authority in my life, and hopefully they bless it. But if they don't, I can't get married because I didn't want a chance making another mistake.
So when you came out the bathroom, was he still there?
He was right. He was there. My aunt was there as well. And so he said, I want to show you my tour bus. He had a tour bus. This was before he started getting into planes. And we went on the tour bus with the band, saw the tour bus. My aunt was on there claiming it in Jesus' name. And we talked all that night till about 4 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, he talked big. He talked about how we were going to live, where we were going to live.
Oh, he is going
he going
all
off.
in.
Oh, he going off.
He done made a plan. He's done. He like, listen, I'm not looking no more. You're it.
I mean, the most decisive,
That's actually kind of sexy, though.
It's sexy. It's real sexy. That's why I was like, oh, no, we got to wrap this up. Oh, no, I was all the way turned on. I was all the way
it's sexy when it's a good man.
Yes.
Right? And he was a good one.
Oh, yeah. And I was just like, Lord, is this true, or is he telling everyone this? But something told me, I said, I don't think he's telling everyone this.
So how far in did you actually wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to relax because I think there's something here? How long did it take for you to get there?
Well, I told him he had to meet my spiritual parents and natural parents. He flew back up because he's living in Nashville. He flew up the next month and met them. And
wait a minute. Well, let's not walk past that. The man said, "Oh, is that all you need me to do?
Yeah.
I got the plane ticket.
Yep.
I'm on my way."
Yep. He
Okay.
did. He did.
Listen. The way a man shows that he loves a woman is through his pockets. He went in his pocket, bought a ticket, and said, "I'm not playing with you," and came down to see. He wasn't even afraid.
He was not afraid.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, probably that first week, he was like, "Write out all your bills, because I'm gonna start paying them." I'm
sorry. the sexy just went to another level. It just went to another level.
Girl.
Write out all your bills?
Girl, he did.
Now, I know everybody watching said, let's just stop the video right now. Because, Lord, can you send me the brother that's going to say, lay out all your bills I'm about to pay?
Listen.
What was your, what was you thinking?
I was blown away. And here's the thing. I found out later, at that time, he was more famous than he was rich. He had made millions of dollars, but he also went through 2 bad marriages. Mm-hmm. So he had alimony for 2 women at the time.
Wow. And
child support for 4 children.
That'll take you down.
And when I was able to finally get into the weeds of it, I said, oh my gosh, it didn't look like he could afford to do it. But my husband's always been a big thinker, big dreamer, and a big faith guy. And I watched him just level up over and over and over again. But when I say he sets his heart to it, and nothing has to be in place, and he will just run after it.
But you know what? He ended up finding the right one with that, though.
Yes, he did.
Because you know how to balance that checkbook,
yes,
boo. Okay? You got big dreams. I'm going to show you how we going to do this financially.
Listen. And so he stretched my faith in a lot of ways. He took bigger risks than I would have ever. But it was good for me because I saw the end of the faith. We've lived what his dreams are. And he really taught me a lot about living by faith.
Yeah,
he really did. And so now I'm out there. We both out there now.
So when did you, he's jumping, but how soon did you guys get married after that?
A year.
Oh,
a year.
Yeah.
Yep, a year. He flew up.
That's good.
A couple times, and then we got married January 27. That December before, he flew me down to Tennessee. We picked out a beautiful 4,400 square foot house at the time.
Wow.
And we got that. We used my credit and his money.
So wait a minute, back up, because there's children involved.
Yeah.
So how did your daughter?
Yeah.
Was she excited
she was
about
just
this?
like 2.5 years old.
Oh, okay.
So
well, then that's the best time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best time.
First time she met him, knew nothing. She said, "Hi, Daddy." I was so embarrassed.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Yes, she did. And I didn't tell her.
Oh, she was prophesying.
She was prophesying. And his children were like 7, 8, 9, 10. Great age. So they called me Barbie, eventually Mom. and so that initial part was very easy.
Right.
We ran into more challenges as they became teenagers, living with their biological mom, and then coming to our house where there was a lot of structure and order and some rules, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so that's what we had to really work a lot harder at that time. But those foundational years, we were able to really create a lot of love, which I think helped us go through some of the challenging periods of them being teenagers.
So here's where the wifeology question is. Because there's a lot of people out there that's doing blended families, and it's just not working as well as yours was, right? Yeah. And like you said, it was a challenge. So what would you say to people who are dealing with the blended family thing? What was the key that helped you and him manage the children well?
I think we always talked about everything before we went into the family meeting with them.
Okay.
And
so
we
talked together.
Okay. We talked together.
Same page.
We got on the same page.
Yeah.
And if there were disagreements, we had them.
Right.
But we pretty much were in a lot of alignment when we talked. So
that's the key.
Easy.
The alignment, I always say this, that you shouldn't argue in front of the kids.
No.
You shouldn't go back and forth in front of them, because now they can know who they can play. But if you go and sit aside somewhere
Yeah.
and you guys get on one accord. Now you can argue in the car while y'all driving, y'all can go back and forth. But by the time you get in front of these kids,
Listen.
I need y'all to be on one accord.
Listen, for real.
So that is the key.
Yeah, that's
being
the key.
on one accord.
That's the key. That was it. I know, hands down, had we not gotten into alignment, it probably would have been a lot harder.
So did you find, like, did one of his children or any of his children, did you find a challenge where you said, I gotta love on this child more? And if so, what did you do to kind of make sure that they knew that you loved and cared for them?
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say the oldest, Brooklyn. But we made mistakes too.
Yeah.
You know, they would come over and talk about their biological mom, and we would be like, you know, until Holy Spirit convicted us, and we had to repent and then apologize to them for doing it. Because even though they were saying things that were true, it still hurt them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think being willing to admit, you know, some of those things and letting them know, hey, we're figuring it out too. Just because we're parents doesn't mean we got all the information.
We don't, right.
Doesn't mean we got all the revelation. Doesn't mean we're 100% right. So I think the more we acknowledged, hey, I missed it here. If I made you feel this way, I'm sorry, I'm going to work on it.
Yeah.
So I think that was what I had to do more of, and Ben had to do more of, is being able to admit when, and then there were times when we knew we were right, but it's like, I'm not really pushing to be right, I'm just pushing to make sure you know you're loved.
Right. So I want people to walk away with this key. The fact that you said, I owned up to my wrong. I saw that I had a negative attitude towards their parent, their mother, and their mother is just a part of them as their father.
Absolutely.
And so when you have that attitude, it brings this bridge, but you then corrected that, apologized. And that's what I think sometimes we got a little pride because we're the adults. Who am I to say sorry to a child? But sometimes we do need to own up to that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Hands down, I think, you know, because it helps disarm them. I mean, even now, we had a family meeting with our youngest son about a couple weeks ago, and he was just telling us some things that he didn't feel like we did for him that he needed. And we just said, you know what, you're right. And we apologize.
Yeah.
You know, we love you. Jesus is going to make up the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
And then you can go on to healing once you own up to it. I think when you don't do that, you just, it just stretches out. So how old are they now?
Oh, they're all grown now. Cyrene, the youngest, is 29. Benji is 33. Brittany is 34. Brooklyn is 36. And then Marcus is 40.
So are you guys empty nesters?
Yes! In theory. But yeah, for the most part,
Right.
Yeah.
So you can swing from the chandeliers and be as loud as you want to.
Bang. When I say we love it.
So are you grandparents yet?
Yes. Oh yeah.
How many grandchildren? 7
Yes.
grandchildren.
Yes.
So what type of grandmother are you?
A young one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you right now. They don't know we have to plan it, because like Monday we're going to Houston and spend time with our oldest son and his children for a couple of days. We have to plan it because Ben and I are like, we feel great and we're living our best lives. So we're not like at home like that. Like we can't be like, oh, I'm about to just stop by. We're probably in Chicago or New York or Atlanta.
You're going to have to get on the plane.
Yeah, you're going to have to get on the plane, or we got to plan it out.
Yeah.
But we do enjoy it, right?
Of course
But we're not the traditional, like, at home. No, we're probably somewhere closing a deal, working on a project, building something.
Right. Yes. That is so
Starting a fire or putting it out.
Okay, so I want you to go back a little before we get to now, because you guys didn't get here without scars to prove it. Because my husband and I are about to celebrate 30 years, and baby, we got scars to prove. So you made it over 20 years. You're doing very well. But so share with us a time when you and him were not getting along, and maybe there was a wifeology principle that you put into play that changed the game that women can apply.
Yeah, so I think actually like just a couple years ago, you know, after COVID, everything changed. You know, my husband pastors a church in Murfreesboro, Tennessee that I've enjoyed pastoring with him, loved teaching, loved the people. But people weren't coming back like we saw. And so we had this big building that was old that we rehabbed. It was beautiful, but because it was old, it was still just a constant cash pit, right?
Yeah.
And I talked to him about it. I was like, babe, like, I think we should sell. He's like, oh, are you kidding? It's in a beautiful location. We've been here since '07. It's, no.
He's kind of married to it.
Yeah, he married to it. And I'm feeling the pressure because I'm also a big tither and giver. And I'm thinking, hey, I love giving, but I'm starting to feel the pressure of it because one of the businesses that I was making a strong 6 figures every month, that dried up. I resigned from that.
Right.
And so now I'm not making it like I was, and the church still has needs. The tithe and offering is tithing, but it ain't doing like it needs to do.
Enough. Right.
And I'm feeling pressure, and I'm like, because I handle the money, and I'm like, look at these numbers. This doesn't make sense anymore.
The numbers are not
adding up. And I said, I am really feeling pressure from this. Like, I am not feeling good. I'm not feeling protected. I'm not feeling safe. Like, I'm not. And so it was, he was like, whoa, because this is the first time, because I'm pretty much a cheerleader wife. Like, I'm so proud of him. I tell him all the time. So now for the first time in 20-something years, I'm like,
no. This is a clear no, a big no.
This is a big no.
But I like the fact that you were able to be bold enough to say it.
It wasn't easy.
It
was not easy. It took a lot because I'm always used to, oh, you're just like good. If I gotta say a little something, this little nothing, that's just where I felt like my whole world was shook. So now my conversation, I'm not yelling because I'm not a yeller, but I am definitely not in a good, healthy mental or emotional space.
So, okay, so tell us in that non-great emotional state that you were in, what did you say? How did you handle that? Like you said, you didn't do good. So how did you not do good?
I'm crying. I don't want him to touch me.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have much to say.
Yeah,
I'm very talkative. I was never mean. I was never rude. But I just was like checking out.
Yeah.
And and then he started coming and say, okay, I gotta rescue my baby. I'm like, yeah. And he said, you know what? I see what you're saying. I told him, I don't want you to just to see it because I don't want you to think this is just me feeling something. I want you to look at the real numbers.
Right.
I'm talking real economics, fiscal. This is not just an idea.
Do you find that sometimes when church folk, that sometimes we're a little bit spiritually no good because we do want to help, we do want to serve, but mathematics is mathematics. And the numbers are not adding up. And sometimes we can say, oh, we're going to believe God for it, but still, God is a wise businessman as well, right? And so, were you able to explain that a little bit better to your husband?
Oh no, for sure. I mean, I think I did a great job at being very practical with him and breaking it down. And eventually he came and he said, you know what, we're gonna sell. And after we sold, he said, I'm so glad that you went through that process because now that we're on the other side of this, I was tripping.
Yeah.
I was in la-la.
But I like the Wifeology key here, that you never disrespected him during that time. You did not yell or scream. You did show a different posture though.
Yeah.
Because
I was really hurt.
Yeah. You do need to show him a different posture.
Yeah.
So what would you say to a woman, what would she do in that situation? What would you say to her? What should she say to her husband? How should she handle that?
I think keeping the same tone.
Yeah.
I'm not a yeller. I mean, I don't yell at any. I work with. I don't yell at people. Period. But I definitely, the way I talk to my sons, nephews, some of the contractors I work with, like that doesn't. That's not. You're not going to get the best out of them when you do that.
Absolutely.
Cussing somebody out, disparaging, disrespecting with your tone, it doesn't work. So I would just say communicate and be as vulnerable and honest as you can, but just make sure you're using a tone that's respectful, because I think that's gonna that's gonna weigh more than all the other stuff. They just gonna check out because if they feel disrespected, they're not gonna hear anything you have to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, you guys are, there's a lot of people out in my audience that are entrepreneurs, and the husband may be an entrepreneur and the wife has a 9 to 5, or they both are entrepreneurs. And I know a lot of them that are entrepreneurs. What have been the challenges? Because both you and your husband are entrepreneurs, you're go-getters. What have been some challenges in your marriage as it relates to being a, how some people are saying boss chick,
Yeah.
but you also have a husband that's
Yeah.
a boss man,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What would you say to a woman how to deal with that successfully?
Yeah, I think I make it the Ben show.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, he knows that I'm doing deals and stuff like that, but I don't have to tell him about every deal. Not because I'm trying to keep it a secret, but I never ever want to make him feel like there's any kind of competition, because it's not.
Right.
I respect him as a man. I respect his hustle. I respect his creativity. And I want him to know that in my eyes, he's shining and he's winning, and giving him suggestions about his business. I talk to him about some business deals. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I think you have to be careful not to constantly be talking about, I think I've seen women just become like me, my, I. And I think you gotta watch that and make sure that he knows at the end of the day that he's still your hero, and that you love him and that you're proud of him, and just know when to do that. And I think just be careful as a woman not to take on too much masculine energy, and let him roar and let him be the king and the man and all that stuff. So even though I do a lot of deals, I love doing deals, I get thrills on it, I love putting out fires, I love starting them, but I just understand that every conversation does not need to be about one of my deals.
Right.
What about what he has going on and what he needs and what he wants? And because I think a man's greatest desire is to be admired and respected. And if a woman is doing that, there's the probability of there being problems is going to be a lot bigger. But I think if a woman takes on the ego of a man, you're going to have problems.
Yeah. And I love what you said. He loves to be admired and respected. And a part of admiration is something you said in the beginning. It's the Ben show. Making sure that he knows that he is the leader. And every time you say it's the Ben show, it's almost as if you're sealing the idea that you're the leader and I respect your leadership.
Absolutely.
Is that true?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I respect your leadership. I trust your leadership. Even in times where I'm like, wait a minute,
Right.
hold on. But just trusting the God in him.
Yeah.
And that's where I think spending time in prayer over him is more important. I don't think it's smart for a woman to share every insecurity,
That's what your girlfriend is there for.
That's what your girlfriend's there for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just trust the God in him and cover him and speak life over him, and that he will flourish and thrive and dominate and hunt and stay alert and energetic and all the things.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you are a powerful entrepreneur, right? And when it comes to entrepreneurship, there's a lot of money exchanging hands. And we just had it was this whole thing on my social media where we were talking about married couples and money. And I was submitting the idea that, listen, we should be on one accord with this money area, right? That if we do have separate accounts, everybody get access. You get access, I got access, even if we have separate accounts and have a main account. Like in my marriage, there's a main account, then we have our separate accounts and business accounts, right? But we all have access to those accounts. Speak to that idea because you're the money girl. Speak to the idea around money to help couples understand, because money, communication, sex, and money are the top 3 reasons for divorce. And money is a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one. So here's my thing. I think you got to know the strengths and the weaknesses of your spouse.
Yes.
And this is even for women. So if we have joint account, but I have a propensity to overspend, then maybe my name doesn't need to be on the joint account. Maybe Ben needs to do it because I would blow it. And I've seen this a lot on both sides of the spectrum. So I think we have to be careful to be honest with what our spouse is good at and what it's not. If you both trust each other, hey, we have a mutual respect. I'm not married to an overspender. I'm not married to somebody who's going to sneak and take the money and go blow it or whatever. Then that's cool. But I've seen people get really hurt.
Yeah, because you got addictions. You got gambling addiction, drinking, all types of addictions. So let me ask you this. So in that case where you say, hey, listen, I see that you have a financial issue that's going to take us under and have our couch and bed on the lawn.
Absolutely.
So I am going to remove your name, but let me ask you this, because that's a little tricky, because what if something happens?
Yeah. So I think that's where you have to have something written in a trust document.
Yes.
Or some kind of power of attorney document. If something happens to them, then they have sole custody over these accounts. So I think you should put something in legally so your spouse has access to it. But I think also being really wise and honest about who's good at what, because sometimes it's just bad management. I mean, I've seen women, I'm thinking about one particular case. This woman, she just kept, and the husband trusted her, she just kept going in and spending money, $5,000 on landscape, just crazy stuff. And he didn't find out to it till like a year and a half later. And it really, really put pressure. They made it, but it was a whole thing. And I'm like, oh, that could have been, so I
that
think
could have been tough.
That could have been tough, yeah.
I talked to you about earlier that someone we knew, that wife was over the finances, the husband works, she's at home, but the kids are grown and gone now, and she started, gambling at the casino and ended up going into the 401k, like cleaning out the 401k, and the husband retires, don't know this, and then he comes to find out that they're broke, and he spent over 30 years working, and now he has to go fix cars just to make ends meet. So the other thing I would say, and I want you to share this, how is it important for the couples to be open about where the money is? Because I believe that this husband was irresponsible, because you should have known what was going on with the money, and especially as a head of the household.
You got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. And I think too many people don't pay attention, and too many people don't think about how money impacts every aspect of your life. It impacts where you go grocery shopping, it impacts where you go on vacay, it impacts whether the children go to Boys and Girls Club or University of Scotland. It impacts every area of your life. And so what happens is, if you have one that's just like, oh, I don't worry about that. And sometimes it's the man or the woman. It's just not fiscally responsible for anybody to live in la-la. And there are a lot of adults that just live in la-la and they don't think about it until like, dang.
Yeah.
And so I think that everybody, men and women equally, have to be fiscally responsible and pay attention to the accounts, pay attention to the numbers, ask questions. Where's the will? Where's the life insurance? We had somebody recently, I was mentoring through some stuff. He let the life insurance policy lapse. And she had no idea. She had no idea. And so what I'm saying is that you got to pay attention. I think it's dangerous to say, my wife handles all of that, I don't worry about it. I think it's dangerous to say, my husband handles all that, I don't worry about that.
Right.
Human nature, it's not about a good man or a good woman. Fiscal responsibility is very important for everybody. And if you're not paying attention at the end of the day, there's nobody else that you can, blame and say, I can't believe you put us in this situation. No, you weren't asking the questions, or you weren't looking and researching when you should have been.
Absolutely, man. That is a big one. Now, I had a question come in, so I'm gonna let you answer this one. A wife says, well, Toy, what if you got a husband who's got a gambling problem and he drinks too much, he's spending too much, and I cut him off of the account, but now he's threatening divorce because of that? What would you say to that?
Have they gone to, I would say, okay, we need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if he keeps doing that, they're gonna both be left in a bad place.
Right. You're gonna end up divorcing anyway. Because now y'all gonna be broke and you're gonna be on the street. You're not gonna be happy. You're gonna be mad at him because now you done gave him access to the account.
So I think it have to be a therapy with conditions.
Yeah.
Because once people, you know, I'm thinking about someone else very close to me, and every husband, phenomenal producer, but every couple years, he's in the tight, comes to the wife, hey, let me hold 10. Hey, let me hold 20. Every, 10 years of marriage, 20 years of marriage, 30 years of marriage, 40 years of marriage, still happening. Now she has nothing else to give.
Wow. Wow.
So this is why I think these conversations have to keep happening, because you can't just say what works for you and Sean.
Right.
It's going to work for Ben and Jewel.
Absolutely.
And what works for Ben and Jewel may not work for Medina. And, so you got to know what are all the circumstances just before I say, you should do this. Wait a minute. I used to be that way. Now, after hearing so many stories, I'm like, oh,
right.
Well, actually.
Yeah, we need to put some boundaries up here. But if you're watching the money, if you guys are communicating about, and I believe that's the big issue. A lot of married couples are not communicating about the money.
Right.
And so if you're not communicating about the money and you're not watching the money, then that's going to be a big problem.
It's going to be a big problem.
That's going to be huge.
It's going to be a big problem. It's going to be a big problem because, again, it impacts, especially if you have gotten accustomed to a certain lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Lifestyle is a big thing. I think it's bigger than what people realize.
Right.
It's like, oh, I just need love and peace. You ain't gonna have no love and peace if that money stops flowing. You gotta talk about that.
It affects everything.
It affects.
I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you touching me. I don't want to look at you. We broke
everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and I think here's the thing: when you first get married, like most people, I know when Ben and I first got married, that money wasn't flowing like that.
Right.
It was love, faith, Jesus, the word. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The first 8 years, breakthroughs started coming.
Right.
So now, I know in my mind, I never want to see those days.
Right.
I was okay with those days. I had grace for those days.
Right.
What I don't have for is grace for those days today, because when you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
And if I don't do better and he doesn't do better, then now that's our fault. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think the expectation, the phases of where are you at in your marriage, to determine, hey girl, stick it out. Because I'm that chick. I'm like, I'm gonna get in them trenches with you.
Right.
I'm gonna make you making a couple M. I'm gonna make a couple M. You making 10 M. Let me go do 10 M. Like I have that kind of mindset that I'm gonna get in there. I got your back.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, I got your back, but I also want to make sure that there's fiscal responsibility happening.
Absolutely.
At the same time, because what we're seeing a lot of happening now is women who've done so well that it's made the men lazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Because there's no accountability there. Yeah. So I'm going to go to a real, put the kids to bed, y'all. Put the kids to bed. Okay? Because we're going to go over to this area of intimacy.
Okay.
Which is a huge issue. So we talk about communication, we talk about the money thing, but this area of intimacy, listen, Jewel, we got people inboxing us and coming into our coaching sessions saying they haven't had sex in 3 years. The longest I heard was 9. And I just,
so sad.
I don't know what that is. I don't know how you're doing that. I just feel so bad for you.
Wow.
I don't know that.
Right.
Like somebody got to be doing something.
What are they saying?
What did you get? Well, you got a couple issues. You got one, unresolved issues, right? Like we got conflict and we won't talk. Now we're sleeping in separate rooms, right? Then there's pornography and all of that stuff. And then there's people who are just lazy, won't go to the doctor because maybe he has ED, or maybe she's dealing with menopause. And menopause, because I'm going through it right now, it takes you on this roller coaster, right? But I will not allow menopause to rule me and destroy my intimacy with my husband, because it's a lot of times it ain't about me, it's what he needs. So I don't care about what I feel like. I'm not thinking about what I feel like. I'm thinking about what I know that he needs. So, was there ever a time in your marriage where intimacy was a challenge, whether it was an unresolved issue, and how did you guys get over that?
So, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I was not initiating it like I used to.
Okay.
My hormones didn't talk to me about it. I had gained some weight. I could take it or leave it. And he talked to me about it. And I told him, thank you. I scheduled an appointment with the doctor immediately. Had my hormones checked. They were off. They gave me a pellet. Dropped the weight. All the weight, dropped it. And
I'm going to need to get that pellet.
And when I say the sex drive went to, my husband said he called it the stink package.
The stink package.
When I say that thing boosted my sex drive up like I was 27.
Wow.
Sometimes.
Do you happen to have the name of that?
I got you.
I know some women in the audience like, I need her.
I got you. Like, it gives you, because when your hormones are balanced, it gives you this overall sense of confidence and well-being where you feel sexy, you're looking sexy, the extra weight is off, the energy is back up, you're sleeping good, cognitively you're clear, and it changed our life.
Wow.
And he's so grateful.
I know he's grateful.
Yeah.
I know, but
He's
you
so
know the
grateful.
benefit is for you as well. Like,
Well, because I didn't want to just, and I feel you, this what he needs, but I'm the kind, I want to get in the game as well.
yes, I do too.
I want to get in the game, and so for me, the sensitivity of everything down there went way up.
Wow.
And so at the drop of a hat, I'm like, let's go.
Let's go.
And I love it. I love it. I would tell any woman, get that pellet, because it will estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. It will get you in perfect balance, and when you're in perfect balance, you just feel sexy. You feel confident. You want to do it. You feel good about your overall well-being. And they also have them for men as well. Because when a man starts to lose his testosterone as he gets older,
which is normal, people.
it's normal. He starts to lose the hunts, the desire. He wants to spend more time on the couch, not creating as much, not going after dreams as much. So sometimes when you have a man that you saw had high drive in life, period, and he starts to lose that and he wants to do less and less, a lot of times it's because his testosterone levels are starting to go down. He can take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Even himself, the erection is not as long and maybe not as hard. All those things are low testosterone, and it happens in life. So he can also get the pellet.
Yeah. So maybe we need to tell the wives, y'all need to plan a date to go to the doctor.
Yes.
To the
Go
doctor.
to a doctor that specializes in hormone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
And they do it with the compound, the soy base, and not the synthetic.
Okay.
Because it's healthier
Okay.
for your body.
Yeah.
But it helps just with everything, your energy, everything.
So let me ask you this, because I think wives have lost their groove. Like, a lot of women are not, dressing themselves up. It's like, okay, so now I got the pellet. What made you, like, once you got that pellet, what else happened to you as a woman? How did you walk around? How did you carry yourself?
Oh yeah, I think you love yourself at a greater level. I've always taken good care of myself. Like when I come out of the bedroom, I don't have no bonnet around the house. That's just me.
Yeah.
Like I get myself together. Even if I'm not fully made up, the hair is gonna always be combed, and I'm gonna have on some nice basic lip gloss.
Right.
So that's always been kind of me, but I've always thought it was important because my husband and I, we would have those conversations when men sometimes find themselves with younger women. He said it's not the age, it's the spontaneity, it's the youthfulness, it's the I care about my body, I care about how I look, I care about you, I'm into you, I'm impressed, oh my gosh. You think about all those things that a mistress would do.
Right.
And so I think that you do it first for yourself, I'm gonna say.
because there's nothing like feeling that. You know, they did a study with, they was doing a study with prostitutes, and they didn't know that they were going to come up with this, they were going to discover this thing. And they found out when they were studying all these different prostitutes, many of them said that their Johns would book them just so that they can sit there and tell them how amazing they were. They didn't want them to touch them. They didn't want them to kiss them. Just tell me how amazing I am. That right there speaks volumes. So what do you do to make Ben feel like he is the king of the world? Mr. Ben, the Ben show.
So pretty much every time I talk to him, whether it's, he can leave out, he come back, hi honey, it's always a really warm, sweet greeting. In the morning, he's always getting a good morning, baby, how are you? Going to bed, come on babe, let's go to bed. I mean, I'm always making sure that I'm doting over him. Any little thing that he does, he's getting praise.
Yeah.
Any little thing.
Yeah. Big
things definitely, but even little things. Oh, great job, I'm so proud of you, you're doing so good. So I make sure that he gets a lot of affirmation with my words and my emotion.
Is that his love language?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, words of affirmation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
all men got that part. Make them. But didn't God tell us that though? He said to see to it, wives, in Ephesians 5:33. He said, see to it that you reverence your husband. And I thought that was quite interesting, because as a new believer, when I first saw that, I'm like, I thought the word reverence was just for God. And now God is telling me to reverence my husband. I think what he was doing was giving us the golden key to a man's
haven't had dates in years. And then I look at some girlfriends, they're not married yet, but they keep married. Right. You know what I mean? It's just a big difference, and I think in understanding who you are as a woman, and then when you understand the psyche of a man, even how I talk to my son, right? I might get onto my girls different than I get onto my boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I already know this tongue and the mood of the tongue can control a lot.
Yeah.
So I can say what I need to say without fussing or nagging, you know what I mean? Because they're going to hear you a lot more if you start off maybe with some, I want to tell you that I'm really proud of you here.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job here. Then you can come in and say, hey, but you need to, but you can't just go straight there.
Right. I teach this thing, the Bible says in Psalms 100, verse 4, God says, enter into my gates with thanksgiving, into my courts with praise, right? And so I teach wives, that to me is the formula of how you start any conversation. You enter in with thanksgiving. If you can just show appreciation, because every man does something right, even if he just cut the grass. Maybe he might make a mean peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Baby, that's award-winning peanut butter and jelly.
But it's the truth.
Yes.
That's just like why I wanted to call my honey. Y'all playing his music. Let me call him and tell him.
Yes.
I could have kept it, but no, let me give him an opportunity.
And he was just cheesing on the phone. You called him FaceTime.
Let me let him know.
Yes.
They're playing your music.
Yes.
Baby, you ain't no other musician in the world like you.
Right. And then my nephew saying, hey, my mother had us going to sleep to this. Like you worldwide.
Listen. So I want to, when I'm in a restaurant and I hear his music, or if I'm wearing the car watercolors, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I do a video, send them to him, or if he in there, I just go ballistic. So I just want him to know, like, every area that I can find ways to build him, I'm going to do that.
So you are your husband's greatest cheerleader.
Oh, definitely.
So that is the Wifeology key to walk away with, is being his greatest cheerleader, even when you're upset.
Even when you're upset.
I think it works better when you're upset.
Yeah, oh no, for sure. Because also it's psychology for him, but you.
Right.
to remind you, why did I get with you in the first place?
Right. Yeah.
Because sometimes you got to be reminded. You know what I mean? Time goes on. You know, in the beginning, it's butterflies, but after a while, you get into real life, and then you're looking for that same butterfly, but it's like, no, let me make sure we got married on a solid foundation of Jesus, the Word.
There you go.
And love and commitment. So we don't have to be reminded, just like he probably got to be reminded.
Right, absolutely.
Why he chose you in those seasons that he may not like you as much. Or seasons maybe he doesn't feel as turned on. Like, we got to say, okay, God, help me out here. So I think doing those affirmations are super important as a reminder. Why did I choose, or why did I say yes to this man?
Absolutely.
Right, just like the man might need to be reminded, why did I ask her?
Right, absolutely. You know what, I love meeting you because now that I've really had this conversation with you even before we cut on the cameras. You just have such an amazing spirit on you, and I can just tell that there is a peace on you, and it's coming from our Heavenly Father. Because to me, everything you just said is all wrapped up in your relationship with God. As we close out, how important is your relationship with God with every area of your life?
It is everything. I'm so clear that anything that I will ever be, anything that I will ever become that is good and right is because of his grace. Not because of my perfection, not because I prayed enough, not because I fasted enough, not because I gave enough. Those things are great, but ultimately it is going to be his grace and his goodness. Because he is good to us even when we don't technically deserve, or we didn't check up all the boxes, or we didn't get it right. It's really God's approval of me because of his blood. And I think just knowing that, God, I'm experiencing this goodness because of you. And there are things naturally that we can do practically to have success as a wife, as a mom, as a CEO. But I think just reminding yourself that whatever it is good. At the end of the day, it's grace.
Amen.
And if we remember that, it causes you to want to keep running after him. Because you know, oh my God, what kind of God is this? I don't know how people do life without him. Oh yeah, no way.
I mean, my goodness, he's so amazing. I mean, look at him. He got you through 24 years of marriage. And now y'all empty nesters living a life like it's golden. So tell the ladies, how can, or anyone, because I know you teach on this, right? Don't you teach financial? How can they get in touch with you?
So everything is Jewel Tankard. JewelTankard.com, website, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, everything's Jewel Tankard.
Yes, and you're always here in Detroit.
Oh yeah. I come up here once a month for at least a week because I'm building a real estate empire, and then I'm helping other people build a real estate empire as well. So I'm here every single month.
Well, then you need to let me know so I can cook you something to eat.
Oh, girl, yes! It's done.
Because you said you like salads. I know how to do salads,
girl,
baby. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Say less. Dates in August 12th. Okay, book it right now.
Look at it right now. Thank you again for coming, for representing the Satisfied Wife Club and Wifeology. I so appreciate you. I know our audience is going to be blessed. Thank you so much. God bless you. I don't know about you, but I am surely satisfied with this Wifeology series. Jewel Tankard came in and gave us some Wifeology here in the Satisfied Wife Club. Listen, if you don't know, now you know. I pray that you grabbed hold to some of the principles that she was sharing today. And I don't want you to just listen to them. I want you to be intentional about applying these principles so that you can operate not in psychology, but Wifeology. I'm your girl, Mrs. Toy Banks, the world's most satisfied wife. We'll see you on the next one.